Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today at Do It With Passion. We have such an exciting guest today. My name is Alexa Diaz. I'm the Senior Director of Capstone Programs at Junior Achievement. And today I have joining me Lora Schemel. She actually is our BizTown Park Manager. And we are so happy to have her because today we are highlighting one of our most amazing teachers because this is Teacher Appreciation Week. And we need to hear the perspective of teachers. We're constantly hearing about parents and how difficult it is for them to be able to do online right now with their students. And we hear so many different perspectives from students and parents, but how important is it to be able to hear from teachers? Thank you, Miss Rogers, for coming with us today. Miss Rogers is a teacher from Plantation Park Elementary, and we're so excited to have her on today.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
So I wanted to start off by asking you, how has your life turned upside down? Give us a little bit of your perspective of how is it at home being able to handle all of these students, their questions, their parents. What's it look like for you? How has it felt?
Well, I definitely was not the most tech savvy person prior to this. So there was a lot of anxiety before March 30th of how, it was actually going to roll out for them so that they would have meaningful and thoughtful lessons and work up there. And it wasn't, and then how I was going to actually do that and implement it and be there for them, as it was just, a whole different way of me being a part of their lives in a distance way. So it was definitely, it's a lot of anxiety from my end, a lot of definite 3 a.m, like, oh my gosh, I got it. Like, I can do this. I'm going to just, first I was dead against giving out my cell number. And I was just like, I was just going to, and then I can't even tell. I think I have 42 students because I share with a partner teacher. I teach reading and writing, and then he teaches math and science. And so I think all 42 students now have my cell. I can't even tell you. I thought, I was going to stick to my office hours. I don't even know what office hours are. It's just because everybody, this is, their situations are so different. And some parents are working, some parents are at home. And it's just, I just want to be there and available because of just, their struggles and what's going on. And some of them that I thought would handle things and, be like the leaders of this, and they're having a hard time because they're the leaders in the classroom, and they're used to being the attention seekers and the different things, and they don't have that. And it's like they're having a hard time with that. And I've done some one-on-one with I use Zoom with my students, and I've done some one-on-one actually counseling where I've now become like a counselor and like just somebody that they can talk to, or if they're having there's been some rivalry, they're getting that middle school mentality with and so there's some some 5th grade drama going on. And so I've been trying to help them sort through it because, and then this one child, he heard his parents talking, and, he was like consumed that he thought they were going to be homeless within like 3 weeks because of, of their situation. So it has been like now like counselor hat, technology hat, trying to put teaching hat, like all these different hats are going on, and just, trying to support everybody in different ways because there's just so many people have so many different things going on that we can't even put our mind, wrap our whole head around it. It's kind of so sad because I have to be that person at this distance. And I just is like, it's kind of heartbreaking because you can only, you only are able to do so much at, the distance level.
Of course. I mean, that's the fact that you have now become this counselor, you've always been, but now having to take on this role, but really not be able to be present with them and actually be there to support them and maybe give them a hug if they need it. Hearing stories, obviously, we, as you know, in our 5th grade program, we get every single Broward County public school. So it is so crucial for us to be able to hear these experiences because everybody has it different. I mean, who knows who really has Wi-Fi at home? And then how do you deal with a problem like that? And how do you help them to make sure that they are getting as much out of it? But who knows what kind of parent support they have at home? At least when they went to school, you were there for them. And that must be really, really difficult.
It is difficult. It's difficult because the kids they didn't have the best home lives before all this. And then, when they in school was their stability, their normalcy, their escape from somewhat of their reality of home because it wasn't the best situations. And now there is no escape. And then your heart just sinks because you just think about some of those, those struggling kids that were just didn't have the best of lives. And you just think, what is going on with them and how are they really doing, and then there's a couple that they've been very minimal of doing anything. And when they do join the Zoom where I get to see them, I can just tell you, it's like I get so teary-eyed of just to see their little faces and just to be able to talk to them on, a platform and see them and just, tell them I miss them, I love them, I'm here to support them, and not to, especially since they're not doing work. And there could be 1,000 reasons why they're not, and not to make them feel any worse because we don't really know what's going on with some of their lives right now.
And I mean, somebody was saying before, even, when this was an action that was taken, when this was something that we thought was going to be temporary, never in our lives would we have imagined that this was going to be the end of their school year, that this was going to be the last time that they were going to see you in person. And so I take my hat off to you. I mean, there's millions and millions words that could describe how appreciative people feel with everything that you're doing. And I can't tell you enough how happy we are to have you, how happy we are to be able to celebrate you. It's so important for us to be able to give you a voice. I'm so sorry. That's my 2-year-old in the background because those are the dynamics of working from home. And obviously, I don't have a child that age where I have to be teaching them online. I know Laura does. And it's been quite difficult just to be able to understand and then make sure that you're doing the correct things so that they don't miss out. And I know that there's probably so many parents out there that just don't know, am I doing enough? And then those are the kids that are lucky, right? That have those parent support. But then what about the ones that don't? And so you are there for them. And we just want to tell you thank you. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for appearing today on Do It With Passion, because I don't know anybody else who does it with so much passion and with so much commitment to these students. And we are just so lucky to have teachers like you in this world who actually care.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's very heartwarming. Thank you.
So we had a couple questions for you. I know Miss Laura has a couple of things that we want to ask you, just so that we can talk about your background a little bit, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Well, we can apparently see why you chose the teacher profession, your passion, your dedication to the students. But we were just wondering, how long have you been a teacher, and what made you decide that you wanted to stick with the elementary school level?
So I've actually taught 23 years, all 23 at Plantation Park.
Wow.
I just, yeah.
What are you talking about?
I know, right? It's the lighting. So the lighting's really good right now. So, and actually at one point I had thought about being a high school teacher. My mom is a retired high school teacher. And so that's actually what, how I got into it is she would bring home her manuals, and I'm from upstate New York. So I would go in the basement with her manuals with a little chalkboard and pretend I was a teacher since like the age of 4. And and then I actually even went to the same college as her, and I just kind of followed along. And then I was minoring in math because I thought I was going to be a high school teacher. And then I was just like, no, my passion is really more with the little ones. And so I actually am one class shy of actually being duly certified all the way up through 12th grade. But I definitely know my passion is with little kids, and just being there for them and being the support for them.
Have you been at Plantation Park for a while, or were you at another school and then moved?
No, I've always been at Plantation Park. I actually started there in 1997 as a 4th grade teacher. And then I taught 4th grade 2 years. I did 1st grade 14 years. And then I've been in 5th grade the last 7.
Wow. So you actually have been with us coming to JA BizTown for many, many years, for 7 years, really.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And what have you thought about the opportunity of bringing your students here? I know that 7 years ago, things looked a little bit different, right, Laura?
Yes. She
our,
got to experience the paper version.
Exactly. When things were on paper, when we had actual folders for the students to go through. I know at the beginning, obviously, it must have been at the first couple years just to be able to train the curriculum and make sure that the students were prepared. But I know every time Plantation Park, you guys do such a fantastic job making sure that the students can really get so much out of their experience. Tell me a little bit about what you think about the actual JA BizTown visit, and what are your moments that you see your students when you come back to school? Do they mention different things? Do you see them a little bit different than they were before they came to visit?
They absolutely love they love the before scenes, getting ready. They love going into their collaborative groups of actually getting their businesses ready and making sure they have, the different ads, and then understanding really what it's, for the most part, most of their first time seeing and understanding what a checkbook is and a check register, and when you use a debit card, that if you don't keep track of it, how you could have a different balance. And then, we have them where they come in that business dress attire, that they're proud of what they're doing. They've worked really hard prior to our visit, and you're the CEO today, you're the CFOs, you're the people, and you're leading this. You're going to be in charge of your own businesses and be proud of what you're doing. And they love it. They feel proud. They work really hard before it. The day goes so fast. It's just such, they're like, wow, working is really hard. They don't, they're used to, being, sitting down and not being the actual ones doing all the work. And like, it's really hard to be an adult. I go, it is. And then, I saw my own kids went through it, and then when they went to middle school, and then my own two children were like, how it's expensive to be an adult with all the,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and so just having them understand about finances and expenses and real world things that are going on, I think it's important to expose it, because a lot of kids don't have that exposure outside of what JA Biz does. And the families, they don't think about exposing them to it. So it gives the opportunity that the fifth graders, and then again in the eighth grade, that they can actually really truly understand about different businesses, the different aspects of the businesses, and how it impacts people.
It's amazing when you guys have your students come. I mean, they're wearing suits and ties. I mean, some of them might even wear heels, and they take them off after 30 minutes of wearing them, because it was not a very good idea. But it's so exciting to be able to see the students fully committed into something that they feel it's a magical day, right?
They do. I definitely feel like it's a magical day, and it is. It's probably one of the biggest days and the most talked about field trips for the whole year. And it's what they look forward to. And I'm just honestly, my fingers are so crossed that normalcy happens for next school year, because I want next year's fifth graders to experience this, because it is such a big field trip, an important field trip for them. It's just, we're in such an uncharted waters right now, but I'm hoping that the normalcy, flows back, and that next year's class can have the experience of going, because they do love it so much.
Well,
Yeah.
I know that we are definitely working hard on making sure that our customer service to teachers is 100% the best. I mean, it's extremely important for us and for you to know how much we want to support you, so that there's so much that you need to do in the classroom. I mean, preparing them. How do you guys do the application of jobs? How do you choose certain people to be, do they apply to the jobs? I know everybody does it differently.
They apply for 3 different jobs. And then from there, we sit down and we try to make sure that we work out the behaviors too, because we don't want to have one business that is going to, be fully loaded with too many behaviors. So we kind of actually work our way with the most severe behaviors first, and placing them, and we spread them out. And then from there, we kind of do the rest, because it's an eye-opening, because then we have at least 18 volunteers that are coming with us. And most of, they're all parents or grandparents for the most part. And it's eye-opening for them, because if they have 5 to 7 kids, are like, whoo, how do you handle 22 plus in a room? And that's why, because, we try to walk around, all the teachers from our, my school are absolutely amazing, the fifth grade team. And we try to walk around and make sure everyone's doing it. But when, that one person is in there with them, it's just, we want to make sure there's not going to be an overload of, your 4 worst behaved kids in one business. So we definitely accommodate behaviors first. But they apply. And then we go from, which unfortunately not everyone gets their first choice. It's just, there's too many kids, but we try to accommodate that they get one of their choices that they applied for.
And that's like real life, right? I mean, I think from the beginning, it's, and I say it over and over again, it's so cool that they're able to go through something where they're reading from a book or they're understanding with their teachers, and then they get to actually put it into practice. And so that's why this experience becomes so much more impactful, because they will really remember it, because they actually went ahead and did it. They didn't just watch it on TV or, I mean, we are so fortunate that Broward County is able to support us in this mission of making it a mandate for every single 5th and 8th grader in Broward County Public Schools. And we could not do this without the support of the teachers, without your support of teachers who actually care, because you are the ones that get them ready and prepared for them to be able to come experience what will become the best day of their lives. So thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. If there's anything that you would like to say to parents, to students, what would be a message that you would send them?
Right now we're all in this together. We're just getting through and each day, and we are here just to, you are missed more than you can even imagine by everyone at school. And, we love you. We appreciate you. We miss you tremendously, and hang in there, and we will all get through this together and, arise above this. And there's, better things out there. We'll just get through this time right now.
Thank you so much. I think that that's the message that we all have to constantly remind each other, is that we're all feeling the same ways. We're all waking up and having great days one day and then just not feeling so great the next. So again, please keep strong. We are with you. We're trying to send you as many resources that we can to hopefully support you. You are doing a great job just by being there for your students. And we could not ask for anything more than to have people like you. So happy Teacher Appreciation. I hope you know how much you mean to junior achievement and how much you mean to the people that you are inspiring every single day. And I just want to let you know that we are here for you, and that we're excited to see where this takes us. Obviously, we're in uncertain times, but we will get through this and we will be so much stronger. And I can't wait to see, the life lessons that these students are learning at this moment, because this is a moment for them to look back and remember forever. And it'll be a pre-corona, post-corona time. And the fact that we get to be part of these students, in these students' lives during this such a crucial time, they are so lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we hope that we'll get to see you again soon. And have a wonderful day. Please stay safe. And thank you again for being here.
Oh, thank you. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.